Thank you for joining us here at the First Alert Desk on Atlanta News First Plus. This is Catch Up Quick, where we want to catch you up on some of the stories making headlines. And I want to start out in DeKalb County. This is a look at I-20. It was the scene of a crash earlier this morning, and we have some really unfortunate news to report to you. We just learned an 11-year-old girl has died in that crash that caused major delays for so many drivers starting their week off. 6 other people were also hurt. This happened just after 2 a.m. in this area you might be familiar with. It's right before Turner Hill Road. Right now, no word on what led up to this deadly pileup, but we are working to learn more, and we'll bring you any major updates in the free Atlanta News First app. Also, this story that we first broke to you on air overnight Sunday. This is in DeKalb County, where gunfire rang out Sunday night at the main event entertainment center. Atlanta News First Blake Devine went back to that location this morning and has a look on what we're learning from police.
This shooting happened around 9 o'clock Sunday night here at Main Event, a popular place to hang out that includes a movie theater, restaurant, arcade, even a bowling alley. Now, those that we talked to say there were lots of people here on Sunday night, including young adults, even children, before gunshots rang out inside. That's when we heard that many people ran to their cars in the parking lot. When DeKalb County police arrived on scene, they were unable to find the suspect, although they immediately began treating the 2 people shot. Our cameras captured an hours-long investigation as it appears the crime scene stretched from the bar over to the game area. At this time, however, it's still unclear what led up to this violence as police are still searching for suspects. Back out here in the Main Event's parking lot, there are only 2 cars parked here other than the media, which could possibly be the 2 victims. At this current point in time, we do not know the status or medical condition of those 2 people who were shot. Reporting in DeKalb County, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
And this morning, police on the other side of the country are investigating the death of a 33-year-old Georgia woman. Police say Tiana Thomas was found on a beach in Santa Monica in a sleeping bag with visible trauma to her face. Now, Tiana's sister, Kiara, says police tell her they believe this was a murder. She's asking for any information and any answers in her sister's death. Tiana grew up in DeKalb County and decided to move to California just 8 months ago. Now, the family is trying to get her back to Georgia to give her a proper burial. She leaves behind 2 children, a 14-year-old and a 7-year-old. And taking a look more nationally, as President Trump and Elon Musk continue to push their efforts to shrink the federal government, this weekend they're asking millions of employees to justify their jobs in order to keep them. Christian Benavidez reports on some of the pushback.
In an email Saturday announced first by Elon Musk with a post on X, federal workers were given until Monday to explain what they got done last week or risk losing their jobs. Only hours earlier, President Trump wrote online he wanted Musk to get more aggressive with federal cuts. Republican Utah Senator John Curtis said while he agreed with cutting spending,
if I could say one thing to Elon Musk, it's like, please put a dose of compassion in this. These are real people. These are real lives. These are mortgages. It's a false narrative to say we have to cut and you have to be cruel to do it as well.
The threat by Musk prompted backlash by unions representing federal workers, and at least 2 federal agencies told their employees to disregard the email. On Saturday, President Trump met with state leaders at the National Governors Association dinner. He's seeking their support to carry out his mass deportation plans.
We also want your assistance on public safety, especially removing foreign terrorist organizations from America, removing some really bad guys and bad people from America, and we're going to get them out for you.
On Sunday, CBS News learned that the Trump administration is preparing to bring back Title 42, which would allow border officials to quickly deport migrants seeking asylum at the border over what the U.S. calls public health risks. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
And that email causing confusion and conflicting guidance here locally this morning. Atlanta News First Sarah Hammond is at the Center for Disease Control headquarters in Atlanta to break down this ultimatum and how our federal workers here in the Peach State are reacting.
Essentially, this email sent by tech billionaire Elon Musk told federal employees to write down 5 bullet points of what they accomplished last week. And if they don't, he says they will take that as a resignation. Now, Musk, appointed by President Donald Trump to lead the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, has been slashing the federal workforce in an effort to curb government spending. Just a week ago, nearly 1,300 employees here at the CDC were laid off. Now, the government's Office of Personnel Management said in a statement, individual agencies will determine the next steps with no mention of resignations. Now, some Trump appointees leading other agencies are telling their employees to disregard the email, and this latest ultimatum is leaving some Republicans asking for compassion.
If I could say one thing to Elon Musk, it's like, please put a dose of compassion in this. These are real people. These are real lives.
The deadline to answer Musk's email is midnight tonight. At the CDC, Sarah Hammond for Atlanta News First.
And I want to break away from politics for a moment, take you up into the Milky Way, shall we? Astronomers say they have spotted a dazzling light show from the Milky Way's black hole. Now, researchers say they saw a rapid fire display that included short flares and longer, blindingly bright flares of light on a daily basis. They believe the flares are coming from the inner edge of the disk just beyond the black hole's horizon. That's pretty cool. You can't really see black holes, but they're saying that light show is visible enough that they could spot it from their telescopes, the James Webb Space Telescope more specifically. Now, those observations could explain how black holes behave and the ways they feed on their surroundings. So, a little science fact, science update for you of the day. But I know that with the weather up ahead this week, a lot of you are looking to your apps a little closer with the warming temperatures. First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey joining me now to talk about what we can see in the weather here in Metro Atlanta.
Good morning, guys. Oh my gosh, the weather this week is going to be fantastic. So I want to start you off with where we've been. Yeah, the last week has been awful. Temperatures have been way, way below our average high of 60, right? We've been in the 40s, 30s, 50s. This weekend was quite cool. It was beautiful, but it was chilly. We only hit 55 degrees yesterday. You can see it is a lot warmer already outside, anywhere from 5 to 11 degrees warmer out there right now. That is a warming trend that will carry us into the afternoon. So we already are sitting at 53 in Atlanta. The mountains started in the 40s. The mountains have warmed really nicely already. The mountains started in the 20s. The mountains are already warmed into the 40s, many areas crossing to the 50s, and we will continue that warming trend. Now, overnight, last night, we did see some showers way down towards central Georgia. Those have now dried out, but if you live south of the city, you're still seeing a little bit of cloud cover. That cloud cover will clear out. Here's your high temperatures today. Low to mid 60s, so a few degrees above average, certainly feeling a lot warmer outside than yesterday. The pollen count today is 19, which is still considered pretty low, honestly, all things considered. However, with the very dry, kind of warm weather that we're in for, I do think that by Thursday, the pollen count is going to jump to probably high, certainly by this weekend. So if you are suffering, if you are an allergy person, if you hate April because of the pollen, I would go ahead and start taking your pollen medications, okay? So it was cold this morning, but as high pressure works its way in this week, we're really just going to see very dry conditions and a steady warm up. For the last few days of February and the first weekend of March, it's going to feel really, really nice outside. Here's a look at the freeze forecast. Ronnie made a really good point earlier today. Last week with the wind, do you guys remember when it felt like it was 2 degrees outside? Last Thursday, Friday mornings, our actual marine lows were in our teens, and it felt like the single digits. This week, we don't have a high chance at all of freezing temperatures. That's great news. It means the nights are going to be a lot warmer, and so are the days. Tomorrow, we hit 70 degrees. under sunny skies, upper 60s, low 70s. And really the only rain that we're going to see over the coming week is on Thursday. We've not added a first alert weather day because the models are only bringing through like a 40% chance of rain. So I do think this will be a broken line of showers. We're not going to see any severe weather. We're not going to see any winter weather. So Wednesday, we're still in the low 70s. Lots of sunshine, as you can see. The front comes through on Thursday. Again, it brings us broken showers through the early afternoon. We may end up issuing a first alert weather day if it looks like this is going to impact the evening commute or if the rain looks any heavier. But right now, 40% chance of rain with no major cool-off behind. Not a big deal. Sunshine returns by Friday, and that continues into the weekend. So looking at this 7-day forecast, guys, oh my gosh. There is not much you can complain about when we're still in winter, and this is a 7-day forecast. Not a single first alert weather day. 63 degrees today, 70 tomorrow, then 72 on Wednesday. Now, after the front comes through Thursday, we are back into the upper 50s, but that's still average for this time of year. This weekend looks fabulous as well. So you will certainly have plenty of time to get outside and enjoy this weather. People ask a lot around this time, are we done with winter? I think we'll get at least one more cold snap, but I'm not seeing any real cold for the first week of March. So enjoy it. Okay, guys? Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you at noon on Atlanta News First, News at Noon.